Welcome to Freshman Film Room. Kind of. For those of you that remember these videos from the fall, welcome back. It's been a while and some people are probably new to these videos, so I'll quickly summarize. As I did for a few of UMass's incoming freshmen back in the fall, I'm going to be putting together film breakdowns on each of UMass's incoming freshmen for next year. We'll analyze some strengths and weaknesses that shine through in the film from a sample of 5 or 6 games, but I'll stress, as always, that I'm not a scout. I'm just looking to preview some of these guys for those wondering what UMass is getting next season. Today, we'll start with Yvonne Garcia. A 6'3", 175-pound guard out of Brewster Academy in New Hampshire, Garcia is a guy with a slightly odd recruiting profile. I could only even find evidence of one other offer for Garcia from Miami, Ohio. He's as under the radar as they come, but I promise we'll get to that. Straight up, Garcia is a walking bucket. He is such a gifted scorer, one of those guys who just seems to know how to fill it up. He's an elite slasher and can seem to get to the rim whenever he wants, and he is an unbelievable finisher when he gets to the cup. He's got all sorts of finishes in his bag, contorting his body this way and that, through contact for 2, time and time again. He's so good at getting a step, keeping a defender on his hip, and finishing over and around guys in a way that seems almost a little freakish at times. He doesn't shy away from contact whatsoever, and earns his fair share of trips to the free throw line. He shot around 6 free throws a game in the UIBL last summer in only about 25 minutes, and he shot about 85% from the line when he got there. He's also such a smart passer. He's got really good vision, and his driving capability is really impressive. He seems to whip these passes out of drives to guys he shouldn't even be able to see, and that makes his ability to get to the rim even more lethal. I truthfully can't say enough about his game offensively. The guy just seems like a special scorer. If he has a deficiency, it might be his three-point shot, having shot only 27% from deep in the UIBL last summer, but that's on a tiny sample, and I have a really hard time drawing any conclusions from less than 30 attempts. At Brewster, Garcia isn't the first option. On a team with guys like Kentucky-bound Terrence Clark and Miami signee Matt Cross, it's hard to be. It made me wonder whether Garcia can be the focal point of an offense. Then I took a look at his numbers in the EYBL. The Nike EYBL is the elite summer circuit where the best guys in the country compete every year. I'm going to lay out 4 player profiles from last summer's EYBL, all adjusted to per 36-minute numbers, just so everyone's on a level playing field. Credit to Ross Homan on Twitter for these stats, by the way. I'll give you a second to just sort of take them in. Now, you can decide which of these guys you think has the best stat line, but I'd say they're all pretty comparable. Player A is Moses Moody, an Arkansas recruit and the 45th ranked guy in the nation according to 24/7 Sports. Player B is Scotty Barnes, the number 6 guy in the country who's heading to Florida State. Player D is Jalen Green, the number 3 recruit in the country who's mulling offers from Auburn, Memphis, and Oregon. And player C? That's Javohn Garcia, somehow, someway, ranked 336th. Now, you may be thinking, if he's that talented offensively and still ranked so low, with just 2 mid-major offers and a 3-star rating he only got after he signed, he must be one of those scoring guards who's just an awful, awful defender. I can assure you, he is not. For the sake of illustration, I'm just going to roll a bunch of clips from one single game, Brewster's matchup with New Hampton back in December. You can just sort of see how he sticks with guys as an on-ball defender, either keeping a guy in front of him or contesting and altering shots if they do get a step. He's got very active hands and reads plays well, jumping in front of a couple inbounds passes. Then he chases down this ball handler in transition and times his back tip just right for what could have easily been a steal. A little earlier, he managed to jump on a loose ball for a steal before starting a fast break opportunity the other way that led to a dunk. Then there's this ridiculous block helping off the baseline, which I don't really see out of many point guards very often. Later in the game, he's the help defender again and times his jump just right for another block. Earlier on, he baits this poor kid into thinking he has an easy layup. He does not. One of New Hampton's bigs tries to go up with it and Garcia stuffs him. On the very next play, the same big tries to go up with it again and he's sent packing again. That's all from one game. He had 6 blocks. He is a point guard. I'll let some more defensive highlights roll in the background. Credit again to Ross Homan for a bunch of these from the UIBL. As ridiculous as this might sound, I actually think Garcia is better defensively than he is as a scorer. He's such a smart defender, he's got great instincts and he's always in the right place. He's got really active hands and moves so well to keep guys in front of him. His off-ball awareness is ridiculous. I mean, look at him bait this kid into thinking he's got an open passing lane before he jumps it. He times blocks so well on ball and off ball. I can't say enough about him defensively either. I feel like I've laid this out like Javohn Garcia is some perfect basketball player, and I promise he's not. Like any great scorer, he's got a habit of forcing things sometimes, and he doesn't always get the call when he absorbs contact inside. He's not the focal point of the offense at Brewster, and that might be an adjustment when he arrives at UMass. And while I'm definitely not ready to call him a bad three-point shooter, I haven't seen evidence yet that he's a good one, but again, small sample, don't really want to draw big conclusions there. So that brings us to our summary. Yvonne Garcia just seems like one of those guys with that God-given ability to get buckets. He's so difficult to stay in front of going to the rim, and even if you do manage to stay with him, he's such a good finisher over and around guys and through contact. He's a smart passer, if not perhaps an elite playmaker, but he doesn't commit silly turnovers either. He's got numbers in the EYBL that compare with some 5-star recruits, and he's shown the ability to take over games when he needs to. Defensively, he is unbelievable. He moves well, he's got great instincts and awareness, and he's an unbelievable shot blocker for a guy that's just 6'3". For reference, he blocked 1.8 shots per 36 minutes in the EYBL. Trey Mitchell is averaging about 1 per 36 minutes for UMass this season. On the flip side, I don't really have a lot here. He forces things sometimes, and he maybe isn't a great three-point shooter. Honestly, I just have to put something over here. Otherwise, he only gets 4 years of eligibility, which I guess is unfortunate. To be honest, I don't get it. I don't understand how he wasn't at least a top 100 guy, and I certainly don't get how he only had a couple mid-major offers. Maybe I'm missing something, and maybe I'm just looking at this all through rose-colored glasses, but I think Yvonne Garcia would be UMass's best scoring guard today, and I think he'd certainly be their best backcourt defender today. As far as floors and ceilings go, I think his floor is a starting point guard role. I really like Sean East and Colton Mitchell, but I just think Garcia's ability as a two-way guard makes him the favorite to get starting minutes next year. As for a ceiling, all rookie seems reasonable, but honestly, I think Yvonne Garcia is a special player. Will he put up 20 a game for UMass next season? Probably not. Guys take time to adjust, but I can't imagine a better point guard for UMass to pair with Trey Mitchell, and I think they got an absolute steal. Thanks for watching. You can follow the Collegian on Twitter at MDCollegian and at MDC_sports, and myself at Amin_Tori, and you can find all of our content at dailycollegian.com. Special thanks to Ross Homan, Charlie Neisner, Chris Tucci, and Felicia Cordy. Next time, we'll cover Cairo McCrory.